The following commentary is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions shared aren't personal, often said in jest, and have no merit in the real lives of the cast members. With that being said, let's binge, let's banter, and most importantly, let's move on.
I've reached out multiple times. I want to make him look bad again.
Yeah, 100%.
Steven, I know damn well you're not talking. You by far are the worst husband from Love is Blind UK. Please shut up. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Love is Blind UK Season 2, Episode 12, After the Altar. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Guys, I'll be so honest. I don't know why I'm smiling so hard right now. I'll be so honest. I wasn't sure what we were gonna get because I'm like, I don't really care for these couples no more. Like, nobody's really thought about them in a minute, but this was good. For a first episode, I think they gave us a lot of information. We got some tea, child. This was good. So love is definitely blurry. Shout out Shake. There's a lot that they're talking about that I didn't quite remember. So if you do want to jog your memory, you might have to go watch the episode to see that initial recap from season 2. Or you could just watch my recaps. But they're gonna weave in season 1 storylines and season 2 storylines. So we're gonna try to help each other out here to remember what actually happened. And also, we're just doing episode by episode. So this is only what happened in episode 12. Save your spoilers, please and thank you. So we start with Bobby and Jasmine. They are at their baby shower celebrating the birth, or the coming birth, of their baby boy.
He looks like you, like Jasmine. I wasn't against you, but she did an amazing choice.
Yeah. Jasmine's mom is absolutely hilarious because I remember Jasmine's mom getting chewed up by the audience, basically saying she's a helicopter mom, she's too involved, she's too judgy, she's too this, she's too that. Now, on After the Altar, she's like, no, it was that I'm just a very protective mother and I wanted to make sure she was making the right decision. Now, I'll be honest, she definitely gave a protective mom, but she gave judgy as well because she was talking about their education differences and she was basically wondering what Bobby's trajectory was going to be in life and kind of insinuating that it didn't match with Jasmine. With her beautiful flower, he was going to come and tarnish whatever she had going on. Now that everybody's happy, now that a baby is coming, she's so happy with Bobby. She says he's the best son-in-law ever. Jasmine says, looking back, this is definitely the best decision she ever made, marrying Bobby. And I can agree, they definitely do seem well suited. But I'm like, mama, you were given judgmental at the beginning. A few of the girls meet up to talk about what's been going on with the couples, especially Srover and Kyle. Barta is really close with Srover, and it turns that she's not happy that Kyle has moved on.
She's really going through it, bless her. Obviously it came as like quite a shock. Kyle has posted his partner. What? Sorry. Just not nice the way that he went about it. Classic Kyle.
Guys, I'll be so honest. When I was watching these women talk, I'm like, what's the big deal? Like, okay, these two broke up. We saw that they had been broken up from the time that they filmed the reunion. He's moved on with somebody else. Like, what's the big deal? It seems like Srover hasn't been processing the information well that he's moved on. He even posted the girl on Instagram. This is very, very official, right? Then Sophie's going to say, Cal could have at least given her a heads up. And I'm like, heads up for what? What's the big deal? Come to find out, Cal and Srover are still married. They're still married. You're legally married to somebody and you thought it would make sense to go and post on social media that you have a girlfriend. A girlfriend, mind you, who seems to have been in the picture for a long periodically time. This isn't somebody he met after the show or maybe a few weeks ago. This is a girl he's known for time. Cal is not looking good. Srover is actually at the baby shower and she says that Jasmine has been a big help in her life. She's been kind of like a mentor, helping her navigate what she's been going through. She's a little bit envious because this could have been her future, you know, still being married, expecting a child, but instead she's going through a divorce.
You've literally been my support from day one. That could have been, you know, it could have been me at some point. Divorce proceedings, I'm assuming, are still kind of expect me to just file for divorce through a text message. I think he was in that relationship when when we did the reunion.
Cal is actually sick. Cal is sick. From the time the man was so disengaged at the reunion, he just felt like so cold and callous. I was just like, yo, what's going on? Callous. I was like, what's going on with this guy? If it is true that this girl has been in the picture from then and maybe even before then, that would make complete sense. So then Srover's gonna say, Cal and I don't even speak, we're blocked. We both have each other blocked on everything. He did, however, unblock me on Instagram to say, hey, can we get the ball rolling regarding the divorce? Which is weird that you're DMing me that, but fine. A week later, that's when he wants to post that he has a girlfriend. Guys, you know how sick that is? You are DMing your wife about a divorce. DMing, mind you, not serving her. Well, I don't know how it works in the UK, but like not serving papers, not taking proper like legal, whatever. Like what? We're DMing about this? That to me is wild. Number two, if you want a divorce and if you want to move on, why aren't you the one who's filing? Why must you ask Srover to get the ball rolling as if you can't do that yourself? He wanted to save face with the girl that he's with to say, look, I asked her if we're not moving forward, it's because of her. I asked her to get a divorce. She's not doing it. He can spin it and say, well, she's the one who filed. So if things are taking long, it's because of her. I don't really know what's going on with her. Like I made it clear I don't want to be in this anymore. See, I have a girlfriend. I'm moving on. She's the one who's holding on. Cut to the F-Boy Fitness Club. We see Cal and Billy talking about how things have been going for them since the reunion.
I think I've fully moved on now. Usually happens when you least expect, and I kind of feel like what this is.
Been on a few dates with one girl.
Good, mate,
It's going
good.
well so far. I still want to live my life and still go after what I want. We started messaging before the show.
Yeah.
Not whilst me and Ashley were together.
No, of course not.
So let me get this straight. You're both dating new women. You both allude to the fact that these women have been around for a long time. However, you both say that these girls just took you by surprise, and you claim there was no crossover with your wives. With your wives. Be so for real. This is why you cannot date somebody who's currently getting divorced. Respectfully, I don't care if it's separation. Oh yeah, they haven't been together in 5 years. Until that divorce is finalized, don't do it. And even when the divorce is finalized, guys, honestly, sometimes you need to let that divorce breathe. Because me, before I got married, I think it was the guy just before I got married. I don't remember now. All them people is just irrelevant. I think it was the guy just before I got married. He had been divorced a year and he got married young. He'd been divorced for a year and it still felt a bit murky, messy. And they also had a kid. And they were officially divorced. You girls are dating guys who are actively going through a divorce. And mind you, these guys aren't even initiating the divorce. These guys don't seem to be wanting to really like speed up the process. Girl, you're in danger. Ashley, who was with Billy, says she wants nothing to do with Billy. She doesn't want a conversation with him. She doesn't want to know if he's dating. She doesn't want to know anything. So the conversation moves to Jed and Barta. I'll be so honest, guys. Back then, I thought Barta was a bigger problem than she was trying to make it seem. Until now, I still feel the same.
Do you understand why I did what I did? Try to like play it off as a joke. Yeah, jokey.
Has he reached out since?
No, that was kind of it. I'm like getting abuse online. I needed support and he wasn't there. He didn't reach out to me to ask if I was okay.
This is really hard for me as somebody who doesn't believe in closure. I just don't. If you are married, that is different. But if we're dating, what is closure, really? Especially for people who knew each other for like 4 weeks. What's closure? So Barta says, actually, let's go back to even when the show was filming. When the show was filming, it was clear these two had different expectations on like gender roles, how they were supposed to show up in the relationship. He wanted to be like, manly man, you know, I'm man of the house, I take care of my woman, whatever. Barta, considering the past that she had, she's a I fend for myself kind of person. And that was clearly a point of contention for the both of them. They don't work out. She's the one who said no. They seem to have been speaking a bit after the show, but then like it was just done. She moved to, was it Bali or Dubai? One of the two. I think it was Dubai. Miss, I want to fend for myself, then is fending for herself against the internet once the show airs, right? She's upset because she thought that Jed would come to her defense, or at the very least be a support system for her while she's getting cooked by the internet. If you wanted to fend for yourself, why would he come to your defense, especially when you guys are broken up? What's the point of that? That's no longer his responsibility. If y'all were together and he wasn't coming to your defense, absolutely Jed would be in the wrong. But y'all broke up. And a big reason, from what we saw, of why you guys broke up was because you wanted to handle things on your own. So handle it. I get it from the sense of like, we had a relationship. We were basically about to get married. Where's the care and compassion for me? Don't you have any love for me to even want to come to my defense so you can clear my name? I get that. But that's not his responsibility. Like, if he doesn't want to do that, it sucks. But that's his prerogative. It's time for Katisha's update. And I'll be so honest, guys. Between Katisha and Barta, I don't know who makes worse dating decisions. I'm trying to empathize with Katisha, but I don't know. I think she's a bit out of touch with reality.
Obviously, everyone knows how everything happened with Jav. Out of sight, out of mind. I just ended up blocking him. I can't heal while we're still in contact.
What about Demila?
We were on the phone every night for like 3 hours a night. Okay, save that. He went on holiday. I feel like we should like have a little pause. You just want to like go sow your oats. Later, this wasn't about me. It was about winning.
Okay, so we're going to start with Katisha and Javin. We know that Katisha and Javin did keep in touch after filming had wrapped for them because Javin exposed it. And I think that's the only reason why Katisha's owning up to it, because he already said it happened and he had proof that it happened. So she kind of just has to eat that, right? Why you would still want to be in contact with somebody who treated you so poorly, I don't know. But that also was her history in dating. Wow, it's all coming back to me, isn't it? That was a pattern that she was already used to when it comes to dating. So I guess I'm not too surprised. Fast forward to Demola. Remember, Demola was giving her all the energy in the pods. She still chose Javin. Fine. They spoke at the pod mixer thing. I guess that was the start of them trying to like forge something. She says that they had gotten to the point where they were talking every day for hours on end. It almost felt like they were back in the pods, right? He then was going on a trip. I think he said, where did he say? Malta? Let's go with Malta for now. He was going to Malta and he asked for a pause. He said, I can't really say a break because that's more serious than what we got going on, but I'm going to ask for a pause. She then says, well, a pause is kind of like you're asking for a hall pass or whatever, like a jail, get out of jail free card. Like, that's weird. He takes the pause regardless. She's annoyed that he wasn't speaking to her until after his trip. But he asked for the pause. Okay, fine. She then is going to say, I missed my friend. Why the hell would you see it as a get out of jail free card or a hall pass if he is your friend? If he's your friend. So after that, she was annoyed. She cuts things off with him. Fast forward to her birthday. He sends her a happy birthday message. The happy birthday message was kind of like lackluster. He said, happy birthday. I hope you prosper in life. Something like that. Hope you have a prosperous life. She's like, he's talking to me as if I'm a stranger. Like, why is he giving an HR answer? What else was he like? I don't know what this girl wants. But personally, I say less to my best friends. I just be like, happy birthday, girl. They'll be like, oh, thank you, girl. And we keep it pushing. What did you want from this man? I don't know, Katisha. Something just ain't right. So fast forward to Javin and Demola. They're all sitting at a table with some other guys. I forget who they were sitting with. And Javin says he's confused why he was blocked because things were great. Katisha met up with him for his birthday and it seemed like they were fine. Then out of nowhere, she was pissed off. And the animosity has been in recent months. Demola is also confused because his animosity has come in recent months. And I'm just like, Katisha, I think it might be you. Don't get me wrong. Javin definitely gave F-boy to the nth degree, right? But like, at some point, we have to be accountable for our own behaviors, for our own patterns that we perpetuate in our dating life, in our life in general. And it seems you keep following the same cycle when it comes to dating. So unless we get more information, right now, I'm looking at Katisha sideways. Now on to Demola, because something in the milk ain't clean with him either, okay? So Demola had a romantic connection with Katisha at first. That's how they met, right? Then they rekindle things as friends. Let's be honest, if you're talking for hours on end, when the first way that you met was in a romantic space, you can see how the lines would blur when it comes to friendship and romance. So for me personally, if you aren't going to be definitive on, yes, I want to date you, or yes, I want to be friends, let's not even open that door. That adds chaos and confusion. There's no point in that, right? I think he had a chip on his shoulder, and he basically says that. He says, I'm not going to lie, it was kind of hurtful to give a girl 110% and still not get the girl. That's something that's hard to get over, which I do agree with. It's kind of intuitive that a guy would struggle with that more than a girl would. Oftentimes, women just want to be chosen. It's an unfortunate trait, but that is how a lot of us are wired. Like, I just want to be chosen. I could be 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th place. As long as you pick me. God, so depressing. That's not everybody before somebody tries to flog me, but it is a worrying amount. A worrying amount. Men, on the other hand, you can't do a man how he does you. You cannot. They're not going to bounce back the same way that women bounce back from that. And it's clear that Demola still feels away. Back to the baby shower, we have Freddy who's talking to Bobby about how things have been for him post the show. And he says he is currently single. Well, at the date of filming.
I am still single. I don't know, mate. I don't know what I'm doing. Love is Blind UK, baby.
Mad.
I'm a bit envious. I'm like, oh, I wish I had that. Yeah, I'm still single, so...
I need an apology. All the people who came at me because I said Freddy is not as wholesome as y'all think. Y'all were swearing up and down. Oh, Freddy's too good for reality TV. Freddy's not gonna go on any other dating show because he's just bigger than that. Like, he's a good, wholesome guy. Like, he wouldn't stoop so low as to go back on reality TV. And I told y'all, he gonna be back. 2 twos. After filming the show, didn't we see him on Perfect Match? And he's still single. So, apologize to me. Apologize. I'm not surprised that Freddy is still single, at least at the date of the filming, because there's something that's amiss with Freddy. Like, he's attractive. He's seemingly successful. Why is he struggling? Dating is hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, like, you know, dating should be easy for ABC type of person. It is hard for literally everybody. Completely understand. However, why is it so hard for Freddy in particular? Even Jasmine and Srover, they were talking about how Jasmine's mom was trying to set up Srover and Freddy. It seemed like Srover wasn't interested. It could be because she's currently heartbroken. But why weren't you interested, Srover? Please share with the class. I don't know, guys. I feel like there's something about Freddy that we don't quite know about. We then see Demi and Sabrina. They are from season 1. Demi is currently dating somebody, and Sabrina is still going through a divorce. Steven, you're wicked.
Look at you smiling.
Someone told me just go for it. Yeah, it's just been a dream
Was it like an instant vibe?
Oh, I really like this guy. I found myself taking longer to get ready. Yeah, just very much in love.
Still filing?
Still filing. I'm not going to give him the time of day to speak to him now. The man didn't want to speak to me when I was his wife. You had all of me.
I'm happy for Demi. I've seen Instagram posts even before, after the altar was announced, of her and her boyfriend, and they do seem very happy. So happy for her. As for Sabrina, I'm glad that Sabrina has just been enjoying her life. She's been going on trips, just doing whatever the hell she wants to do, because some of these other girls, you know, they're still in the trenches. Maybe it's because she's had more time. She was from season 1. So yeah, she's had more time. But what do you mean you are still in the divorce proceedings with Steven? Steven, the man who barely wanted to see his wife, let alone talk to his wife. Steven, who had no plan to rearrange his life to accommodate a wife. Steven, who was still living with roommates and made no space for a wife to be present. Steven, what are you doing? What is the point of dragging your leg, like dragging your feet? I don't understand. I don't understand. And this is why we don't like Stevens over here on the Queen E channel. If you are new, you will learn quickly. There are certain men whose names we just don't accept. Stevens, Chris, and Mitch. The Stevens of the world, the Chris's of the world, and the Mitches of the world, when they come on reality TV, it always comes with some mess. Sabrina says she wants no communication. That's how it's been already. So truly, who cares what the hell Steven gets up to? But the girls, Srover in particular, are like, no, he owes you a conversation. He owes you an explanation. He needs to be held accountable for what? For what? The man didn't want to talk to her when they were married. Why would he want to talk to her now? Like, for what? Just let the lawyers sort it out so she can move on with her life. Megan and Kieran both talk about married life, and although they are seemingly happy, they are struggling to spend quality time together.
Yours is the couple that made it. We just want you guys to be good.
It's really hard to like squeeze in time with each other. We're not actually connecting. Like going for a run is perfect. Focus on each other, but it's really hard.
Everyone keeps looking up to Kieran and Megan as if they are the golden couple of that season. They obviously are the only couple that is still married from season 2. So everybody looks at them as like the North Star. Yes, you are an inspiration. But I'll be so honest, it might be that all that glitters is not gold, because from the sounds of it, these two have quite a bit of free time to spend together. He's doing the entrepreneur thing, the content creation thing. I didn't catch what she was doing. And they also like run together and stuff. And they say that they're together often, but they're just on their phones. Like, to me, I'm struggling to see why it's so hard for you guys to spend quality time when it seems you do have ample time together. What's wrong? What's wrong? They haven't said yet. Maybe they'll say it by the end of the 3 episodes. But yeah, with all the time that y'all spend together, it's very easy to just put your phone down and be, you know, intentional about the time you spend with one another. Jasmine and her mom talk about the worries they have with the birth that's coming. She's obviously a first-time mother, so she's just, you know, spiraling about all that comes with that. And Bobby was having the same thoughts when he was talking to, I think it was Freddy, like, oh my gosh, I've never been a dad before. How do I know that I'm doing the right thing? You don't. Honestly, you don't. Like, everybody is learning on the job when you become a parent. So that's just gonna come with the territory. But then Jasmine says that her mother-in-law wants them to move closer to her so that she can help them, especially because she has the time. And Jasmine's mom isn't really a big fan.
Oh, don't be worried.
This is a normal feeling.
Yeah.
Are you gonna move?
Specifically the Midlands. You're so busy with work anyway. You
I want to be there. I can move up north.
One thing about Jasmine's mom, she's gonna want to be over involved. Just always trying to be in the business. And Jasmine is like, it's okay, I have a loving husband, like we have a support system, it's fine. It's not that Jasmine's mom is against Bobby and Jasmine moving closer to his mom, but she also would want to be there. She's like, I could move up north too. And apparently she had proposed that they all get a mortgage. And as much as that's acceptable in Filipino culture, Jasmine is like, you don't need to do all that. You don't need to do all that. You don't necessarily have the time to come and live up north with us. Like, you're working or you're doing whatever you're doing. It's okay. I have a loving husband. I have a support system. We will be fine. Also, Jasmine's mom, like, it's not that she's on the outs. Like, she can come visit and she can maybe take time off to spend time with them, but she doesn't have to be living with them. You know? So Jasmine gets emotional when she talks about how life has been growing up, because Jasmine's mom was saying, you know, she had to sacrifice a lot raising her daughter. I don't know if she has other kids. Do they? I don't recall. Anyways, she says that she had to go it alone, and that was really hard. Jasmine does commend her for the sacrifices that she made, and she said, although you are not a perfect person, I know that everything you did was out of love, and the love that you show me has been seen by Bobby, and he loves you in return. But she also reiterates, my husband got it though. I was convinced that we were not going to see Steven on our screens, especially seeing how the internet ripped him to shreds. But lo and behold, here is Steven on our screens, and it turns out he is the oracle when it comes to Cal and Billy, and that is very telling.
Can probably relate more to you.
You reached out to me, Stephen, didn't you?
Yeah. I knew what you felt. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think I was going to fall in love. And when I did, I was like head over heels.
Why did you say yes? Why did you say yes?
It's really difficult.
Yeah. The girls could say no as well, can't they?
Kind of like their heart was in it and you weren't sure.
Can you imagine? Both Billy and Cal are going to say, well, the girls could have said no. They didn't have to get married to us. They could have said no. Why would they say no when they were under the impression that they were marrying somebody who loved them as much as they loved them? Why would they say no? Y'all were the ones, including Steven, all 3 of y'all were the ones that prematurely threw in the towel, and it seemingly was because you were never truly invested. So again, why would the girl say no when you're the one who's got the problem? In all 3 scenarios, it's the woman who still wanted to keep their relationship going, but y'all checked out. Y'all checked out. Be so for like, this is the F-boy Olympics when it comes to these 3. Like, it's actually insane. Thankfully, Freddy is there and he's like, well, I was the one who wasn't feeling 100% about the relationship, and I decided to remove myself from the relationship. And the guys are like, Cal in particular, he's like, oh, you know, that's right. Maybe that's what I should have done. You don't say. Maybe that should have been the route that you took. Freddy is desperately trying to be the voice of reason amongst the guys, especially because he has spoken to Srover, but Cal and the other guys just refuse to see how their behavior has been hurtful to their wives. Cal said the timeline of when he met his girlfriend is irrelevant. It's actually very relevant, especially when you say she's been around for a while. And I'm supposed to believe that there wasn't a crossover? Like, be so for real. And just because you say there wasn't a crossover doesn't mean you're telling the truth, because what idiot would go and admit on camera that he was dating a girl while he was supposed to be being a happy husband to his wife? Who's gonna admit to that? Who's gonna admit to having a girlfriend, or at least entertaining some kind of connection with a girl that you did want to date while going on a dating show with the intention of getting married to somebody else? Who's gonna admit to that on camera? I'm sure somebody out there is dumb enough to admit it, but like, very few people are gonna do that. So then he basically is going to say, well, I don't want to talk to somebody who speaks ill about me. And although that is valid, the reason why Srover is speaking ill about you is because of your behavior. She's not pulling stuff out of a hat. She's not talking out of her ass. She's basing this off of evidence that she had seen with her own eyes coming from you. Cal. All that cuteness for what? Man, between Cal, Steven, and Billy, I'm so glad After the Altar is only 3 episodes, because I can only bear these men for so long. We'll see what happens in the next episode. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.